I see a few people have just joined us and we're now live on Facebook. So we will get started here in just a minute. Just a reminder that you are muted and we can't see you. Okay, it's now 4 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just a few quick things. Again, a reminder that everybody is muted and we can't see you. So feel free to enjoy your snack. If you have questions, please put those in the Q&A, and we have career services staff ready there to answer your questions. If you have other comments, please post that in the chat. And our session is also being broadcast live on Facebook and will be there afterwards. If you need to refer back to that video, it will always be there for you to go back and check it out. Okay, so first of all, my name is Chelsea Armstrong Sykes. I am one of the career development specialists here at TCC. I'm also the liaison to the School of Liberal Arts and Communication. Just a quick little tidbit. Or a couple of tidbits. I'm very passionate about working with the liberal arts and communication students. There's so much value in all of those majors and areas of study. You're developing so many soft skills, things like critical thinking and communication. The number one skills that employers are looking for are problem solving and teamwork. Those two usually tie for number one. So you're developing tons of soft skills that employers truly value. Liberal arts and communication degrees allow for tons of flexibility for you to follow your passion. And a couple of quick fun facts. The CEO of American Express has a history degree. The CEO of Campbell's Soup has a psychology and economics degree. And the CEO of Starbucks has a communication degree. So tons of value and somebody says, well, what can you do with that? Well, I can be a CEO. That's what you can do with your liberal arts or communication degree. Okay, so I am going to turn it over to our first speaker. Our first speaker is from psychology and sociology, and his name is Sean Pievsasser.
Thanks so much, Chelsea. I could just echo those sentiments that she said. I know personally, taking liberal arts courses as a college student definitely shaped my life tremendously, and clearly I'm here. I am an assistant professor of sociology at TCC and currently the department chair for social sciences at TCC. And social sciences covers sociology and psychology, and there's a lot of overlap between those two majors. Both are focused on human behavior and essentially trying to answer the question, why do we do the things that we do, which is sometimes a very daunting question. Psychology focuses more on internal components to human behavior, so more focusing on individual level components, mental health components. Sociology takes more of an external approach to studying human behavior. So looking at social forces, looking at larger scale factors in trying to understand and analyze what it is that we do. Social science degrees can tend to then funnel you into career opportunities that really you're interacting with other humans. So human services degrees, a lot of counseling degrees, especially for psychology majors, sometimes even more specifically into therapy and social work or more mental health components. Organizational social work is another overlapping component of psychology and sociology. And educational institutions, a lot of instructors rely pretty heavily on interdisciplinary programs like sociology and psychology. And then you have more government and in more of those administrative roles, which align pretty greatly with either psych or sociology fields, trying to focus on internal and external motivations for behavior. Those components, definitely can help you along. TCC students majoring in either psychology or sociology, by and large, tend to continue on in college beyond TCC. Very rarely would an associate's in psychology or sociology be kind of a terminal degree for those majors. And so a lot of TCC students, while they're studying either sociology or psychology, they have an eye on a university transfer. And both degrees have 4-semester plans, and those plans have articulation agreements with all the major Oklahoma institutions. And so even if you were to maybe take certain courses as a psych major or a sociology major, they're going to apply and transfer seamlessly to other major universities. And like I said, a lot of sociology and psychology majors definitely usually don't stop at the associate's degree, get to they go toward the 4-year degree. And even some, especially if you're looking at either research or maybe in the mental health fields, consider graduate level work. So the master's degrees or beyond. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, our next speaker is from the humanities, and his name is Randall Loudamy, so I'll hand it over.
Hi, my name is Randall Loudamy, and I am an assistant professor of humanities and the chair of the humanities department, which oversees the general liberal arts degree. I'm here to talk a little bit about liberal arts in general, as well as some specific concentrations we offer. A liberal arts degree develops in students practices of critical thinking that integrate knowledge of a wide variety of subjects, such as history, language arts, philosophy, visual and performing arts, religious studies, social sciences, and others, into a coherent but adaptable perspective. It's largely interdisciplinary and multicultural in scope. In this broad-based education, students become proficient readers, writers, speakers, and problem solvers. It prepares you for further study in these fields, of course, but also careers that call for creative and innovative thinking, effective communication, interpersonal skills, as well as flexibility and adaptability in a wide variety of settings. In addition to these skills, it also kindles a deep, lasting commitment to lifelong learning, but also personal growth, cultural diversity, civic engagement, and ethical living. The liberal arts degree is designed to provide the student with the opportunity to tailor a degree to your areas of interest while meeting the degree requirements. You can choose your own path through general studies in liberal arts, in which you choose from a number of liberal arts classes, or you can follow the path in concentrations like American Studies, Film Studies, Humanities, which is an arts and culture concentration, International Studies, Native American Studies, Philosophy, and also Religious Studies. In general, Liberal arts allows you to broaden your perspective on the world and engage in a variety of subjects in a meaningful way, all while developing skills that are important in whatever career or life path you take. That's pretty much all I have for you today. I thank you for your time and interest in the liberal arts, and I'm happy to help you out in your journey through education in any way I can. Thank you.
Whoops, can unmute myself there for a second. Thank you so much. Our next department that we're going to cover is English, and we have a video for you, and then we will hear from Kayla Hardy.
Hi, Professor Perkins.
Hi, Professor Bankston.
You know, what do Barbara Walters, Tommy Lee Jones, Conan O'Brien, and Steven Spielberg all have in common?
They're all English majors, of course.
Exactly. English majors are everywhere. Musicians, actors, writers, journalists, but also lawyers, judges, CEOs, CIA spies.
I think we get the idea.
Because English courses develop your ability to understand and analyze problems, and then to clearly and effectively share those ideas. It's the most versatile degree you can have.
That's very true. But it's not just about those professional skills. Studying English also enhances your ability to appreciate and enjoy the world around you. Whether it's books, television, movies, video games, stand-up comedy, anything really. In my experience, English majors have more fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying?
Look, if you want more information about the English major, stop by our virtual table at the Majors Fair, or just track down your local English professor.
We'll see you around.
Kayla, I will hand it over to you. I loved that video, by the way. So anyway, I will hand it over to Kayla Hardy.
Thank you. I think I'm sorry, I was waiting for a signal. I think I'm on. Thank you. And you just heard from my colleagues who told you a little bit about our program. Our English program here helps to, our English Associate's Degree program helps to enhance your learning here while you're at Tulsa Community College. And it's most valuable when you complete your associate's degree and then continue to a four-year university. Here we have, of course, our most popular courses are courses that all students take, like our Comp 1 and Comp 2 courses. But when you dive deeper into English, you get to explore our creative writing courses. You get to explore our literature courses. We offer American Lit and Brit Lit courses. We have an Introduction to Lit course that you can take. And all of these courses transfer to your other institutions in Oklahoma. So if you're hoping to continue your education here in the state, this degree will help you to carry it there. And of course, there are so many fascinating things that you can do with an English degree. I encourage you to explore our spot on the TCC Programs and Degrees page to learn more about our degree, and definitely feel free to reach out to one of us directly. Thank you for stopping by our virtual career fair today. I'm sorry, our virtual majors fair today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'd like to open it up for questions, whether that's in the Q&A here on Zoom, or if you're joining us from Facebook, just post your questions in the comments. We have our panelists around. We also have the Dean of Liberal Arts and Communication available, as well as Alec Raymond, one of the academic advisors that serves the School of Liberal Arts and Communication. So please ask away. Okay, Randall, we have a question for you. What is humanities?
Humanities is a concentration in the liberal arts that focuses on art and culture primarily. And while some of the different humanities classes that we offer have different different focus depending on the subject, in general, the main idea is to understand how people have expressed their ideas and feelings about the world, themselves, about their others, through art, through culture, through the things that they create that have lasted through the ages.
Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'm going to give you guys, if you think of any questions, please type them in. But while you're thinking about it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about career services and what we do. So some people, when they think about career services, they just think of resume and cover letter, which those are definitely things that we can help you with. We can also help you with preparing for an interview, whether that's an interview for a program, a scholarship, an internship, part-time job, full-time job, any interview that you have, we can do a mock interview with you. When you schedule your appointment, just let us know that that's what you're coming in for, and we'll make sure to have questions that are appropriate for your specific interview. So another thing that we can help you with is figuring out, what am I going to major in? Or if you already know what your major is, what am I going to do with it? You know, exactly what path do you plan to take? One of the, the things that I talked about earlier, the beauty of a liberal arts or communication degree is you can go in so many different directions depending on what you're passionate about. So as our folks from English definitely shared that as well. So, we can help you to figure out what path is right for you. We offer different assessments to look at your personality, at your interests, at your skill set, at your values, to find that career path that is, and that employer that's just right for you. If you're not sure how to find jobs, we can help you to figure that out too, to find the types of jobs in the area that you're looking for. So we have some great tips. And, just general life questions, adulting, anything, don't be afraid to reach out and ask. If we don't have the answer, we will get you to somebody that does. Okay, so Hannah asked, if I were to get a humanities degree, what can I do with it? So Randall, do you want to chime in, or?
I will let somebody else speak more broadly if they would like to, but I will say that humanities is one of the concentrations that we offer in our general liberal arts degree. And, we've talked a little bit about how broad the skill sets that liberal arts degrees offer to students, and the wide variety of careers that are available to liberal arts students.
So, and to expand on that, Hannah, so let's say that you have a passion for community service, then that's something that you can, pursue. You're developing these skills that are useful in pretty much any job. So there are so many jobs out there that really the main thing they're looking for are those soft skills and that you have a degree. So as long as you understand your skills and you can communicate those to an employer, then that job is free game. So if you're not quite sure, that's a big broad scope of jobs that you can be applying for, which is a great thing. But if you're having a hard time narrowing it down, Like I mentioned before, we've got different career assessments that you can come in and we can talk about it. Well, I say come in, now we're virtual. So you can make a Zoom appointment to meet with one of our career development specialists, and we can help you to narrow down your options and show you how to reach out to those employers. You are very welcome. Okay, so we had a question that popped up in the chat, and that question is, do you need to complement your soft skills with something else before getting a job with a liberal arts degree? Why would an employer pick the liberal arts student versus a business student, for example? So I will let, Alec, do you have anything you want to chime in and talk about? I don't want to overstep when I'm talking about classes, but
I mean, I'm not sure I would say anything that you aren't going to say. I think a lot of it does depend upon, who you are, what job you're applying for. A lot of those skills that you're learning in a liberal arts type degree, you use the example of a business degree. A lot of applicants probably don't have a lot of the skills that you're going to learn in a liberal arts degree. So it really just depends. And then, of course, when you're looking at, if you're looking at grad school or anything else like that, it really depends on your career direction. But yeah, I'm not sure. This is a broad question.
It is a very broad question. So of course there are some, electives and things like that where, I'll give you this example. My degree is actually in journalism, but I also had a passion for travel and hospitality. So I took a couple classes just so I was familiar with the basic, the general knowledge whenever it comes to hospitality and tourism. But the skills that you're developing, an employer doesn't have time to teach you those at work. But if there's a piece of software that you need to know how to use, they can teach you that. That doesn't take long. But you're developing these skills that an employer doesn't have time to instill in a new employee. And so oftentimes these students that go through liberal arts and communication are much better communicators. It's in the name. They're much better communicators and better with teamwork, and they may even be better in interviews just because of those communication skills. So that's where you really have a chance to shine and to share, what you bring to the table, whether that's in a cover letter or an interview. We'll wait to see if there's any other questions that pop up. If you're needing to get a hold of somebody from Career Services, you can see our contact information there on the screen. You can also log into Starfish to create an appointment, or you can with a career advisor or with your academic advisor. You can also email us and follow us on social media so that you know about different events that are coming up. And I saw a question, what are some good entry-level jobs for a liberal arts major? So that's a good question. As many industries as there are out there, that's how many entry-level jobs. It's not a simple question to answer, both unfortunately and fortunately, because that means you've got tons of options. When you're going to look for jobs that are in an area that you're passionate about, look for positions that are looking for, you know, a college degree and maybe 1 or 2 years of experience. Even if it says 2 or 3 years of experience in the job description, don't be afraid to apply for it. You know, the experience that you're gaining in school, whether that's through work study jobs, part-time jobs, jobs that you've had in the past, all of that experience counts. So don't be afraid to apply for any job that sounds exciting to you, that you meet the education qualifications, and then it asks for a couple years of experience. Don't be afraid to apply because there's lots of things that qualify as experience. And I know that that doesn't exactly give you specifics to answer your question, but as many industries as there are out there, that's how many entry-level jobs would be a good fit for a local person.
Yeah, Chelsea, if I might chime in as well. Hi, this is Tracy Skopek. I'm the Dean of Liberal Arts. I would also say that, if you want, as Chelsea was and Alex were both suggesting, Tobias, you might want to go to, again, meet with career services and maybe pin down a little bit more some of the specific areas you're interested in. Because everybody said liberal arts is very broad, which is great because it allows you to be very diverse in the areas that you're interested in, which could again definitely interest an employer because you have a multitude of backgrounds. But also we offer, depending sort of on your trajectory and career path, we offer a lot of program or liberal arts degree paths to the university. And so you might check out some of those as well, which are specific to certain areas that might also give you some ideas about paths you might want to explore in terms of obtaining a degree. So I think there's definitely some options that you can talk to. You can certainly talk to some of our department chairs. But again, there's so many options for that. But if you want to narrow that down, we can certainly be looking through some of those things and get you on a path that might work for a 4-year transfer if that's what you're interested in too.
Yeah, and we have these great resources in career services. Hopefully everybody could see that when I was sharing, that can give you some ideas for occupations that you can obtain with those wonderful skills. But we would love to have you come in and visit with us and take some of our assessments and help you narrow it down. Just like Chelsea said, it's the good and the bad because it is so broad. But I definitely encourage you to come visit with us.
Okay, what other questions do we have? So I'm going to type my email address in the chat. And if any of our faculty members are willing to share their email address, we can type those into the chat for you to save. And if you think of any burning questions later in the day or, tonight as you're going to sleep, feel free to shoot us an email. And we are happy to respond to you and answer your questions or set up a one-on-one meeting. To help you figure out which path might be right for you. Well, that's what we have for you guys today. I'll give you just a second to write down those email addresses. Faculty advisors, make sure whenever you share your email addresses that you share it to panelists and attendees. And again, thank you for joining us, whether you're on Facebook or on Zoom. This video is still going to be out there, so if you need to go back and take a look, can't remember what we said, you're welcome to go back and check that out.